Alhamdulillah, we done module 1 for the course, and in this lesson, we are going to learn useful Somali sentences related to things in the house and many more. So far, we did module 1 from lesson 1 to lesson 5. And so, if you're new here, make sure you start from module 1 and watch all the other lessons. ومعلنك في Somaliga, Abdulrahman Abzi, I'm Bilono. Alright, let's begin. In the first section of our class, we're going to learn so many useful phrases and questions. So please make sure you read with me so that you can get the best way to practice. Can. 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 Ma. Ma. So ma is for question word. It's not even a word. So sometimes we say ma and sometimes we say ma. We're going to explain that later. So ma is a only question word. It's not even making any meaning. The next is karta. Karta. Karta is can you when you're asking a question. So we're going to learn when we're going to say I can. The next one is عادي. 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 The next one is وعادي. 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 maxaa ku dhacay. maxaa ku dhacay. maxaa ku dhacay. maxaa ku dhacay miiska. maxaa ku dhacay miiska. maxaa ku dhacay miiska. maxaa kugu dhacay. maxaa kugu dhacay. maxaa kugu dhacay. jaban. jaban. miiska wuu jaban yahay. miiska wuu jaban yahay. miiska wuu jaban yahay. qasaaladda way jaban tahay. qasaaladda way jaban tahay. qasaaladda way jaban tahay. Alright, so we use can in Somali to say bring. So you can say, we learned so many words before, so you can say can kursiga, can miiska, can boga, can mobilka, can laptopka, can computerka, can saacada, and so many others. So you can use can to say bring in Somali. And in Somali language, you can just say always bring the phone, bring the cup, bring the watch. In Somali language, it's like that. So you don't need always to ask a question as question. You don't need always to say, can you bring me the cab? Can you bring me the mobile? You don't need that in Somali. It's not even rude. You can just order people or command. So you say, can mobilka, can qalinka, can lacagta. Yeah? And maybe if the people are strangers, so you should use as question word. Mobilka ma keeni karta or mobilka ma ii keeni karta. But usually, most of the time, we just say the order. That's fine in Somali. It's not even a bad language or it's not even informal. So you can always say mobilka can, lacagta can. Yeah, so that's just fine in Somali. So can means bring me. That is making me. Can is bring. So you can say me can. So you can call your sister or your little brother, Abdi or Ahmed, mobilki can. Let's bring me the phone. You can always say, bring me my phone. But in Somali, we just say the word with different article. Mobilkayga can. That's also fine. So you don't need to ask your family or people you know, mobilkayga ma ii keeni kartaa? Yeah, so you don't need, or it's not always have to say like that. So you can just tell them. That's fine in Somali. So the next one, ma, is a question word. we say like, can you bring me? Or maybe, do you, or does Abdi. All those we start with question word ma, even though we start the sentence with the noun first. For example, if you're going to say, can you bring me the mobile? Start with the mobile. Mobilka, then question word ma, then me, e, then keeni kartaa. If you're going to use a question, the verb we add usually e at the end. So, mobilka ma ii keeni kartaa. Not mobilka ma keen kartaa. Keeni kartaa. Can is bring, add I at the end. Ma ii keeni kartaa. Okay, so like for example, you can say ab is drink, abi. Biyo ma abi kartaa. Can you drink water? Yeah. Un in Somali is eat. So you can say like beris or anjero. Anjero ma cuni kartaa. Like that. So we add I, vowel I at the end of the verbs when we make a question. And it's also very good to start with the noun instead of question word. If you start like ma, people will kind of confuse. So it's good to start with the noun. So you can say, for example, if you're going to say in Somali, can you bring me like my laptop? Start with my laptop in Somali. Laptop kega, then question word ma, then me, e, then bring, keni, then can you, which is karta. So laptop kega ma ii keeni kartaa. So if you're going to answer I can, you need to drop the T, kara. So you can say waa kuu keeni karaa, I can bring to you. Or ha waan kuu keeni karaa for long sentence. But in Somali, we always use the shortened ways. So you can just say ha, or you can just say waan kuu keeni karaa. Something like that. Or you can just say haye. The next one is aadi. Aadi in Somali means normal. We also use as okay. So maybe someone is late, so they might say you, sorry, well, like I'm late, waan soo daahay. You can just say caadi waaye or waa caadi. It's fine. So both ways are useful. Waa caadi, maybe starting with waa is useful in northern, and in southern we use waaye. Yeah, like we say caadi waaye and waa caadi, same. The next one is maxaa ku dhacay. Maxaa in Somali means what. Yeah, ku dhacay is happened to. So maxaa ku dhacay. So you can say maxaa ku dhacay wiilka. What happened to the boy or to the son. Yeah. Maxaa ku dhacay ninka. What happened to the man. Maxaa ku dhacay, maybe let's say mobilka or mobilkaaga. What happened to your mobile or to your phone. Yeah. Then we used as a sentence or as an example miiska. Maxaa ku dhacay miiska. Then maxaa kugu dhacay is what happened to you. That go is making you. Maxaa kugu dhacay. Yeah. Maxaa kugu dhacay Abdi. What happened to you Abdi. Like that. The next one is jaban. Jaban is break. I think we did one lesson, this one. So this will be the second time we do it in a class. Jaban. So we use yahay at the end for masculine nouns or lab. Tahay at the end for feminine nouns. And if you're new here, maybe you might ask, how do I know the masculine and feminine nouns? You just need to learn Somali language. So there's no very good tip to learn those things. So you just need to go back and learn lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll have a very good idea about that. So as an example, we used miiska wuu jaban yahay and qasaalada way jaban tahay. Miis in Somali waa lab or masculine noun. So miiska wuu jaban yahay and qasaalad waa dhadig. Qasaalada way jaban tahay. So you can say wuu for masculine, way for feminine. But in Somali language, we always go with wa, since the ending verb also expresses whether it's masculine or feminine noun. Like miiska waa jaban yahay is also acceptable, and qasaalada waa jaban tahay is also acceptable. Yeah, that's also fine. All right, now let's go to the next section of our class, which is baro weerahan. Learn these sentences or learn these phrases. So we're going to make some sentences, the just phrases or words we just learned now. So let's start with the first one. Walaal kursiga ma ii keeni kartaa. Ha walaal waa caadi. So walaal in Somali means brother or sister. You can just say to anyone. It's just fine. We learned kursi. So kursiga, the chair. Ma ii keeni kartaa. Ma is question word. E is me. Keeni kartaa. That I shows question. Walaal kursiga ma ii keeni kartaa. Ha walaal وعادي. So this question you can also ask as a Somali, maybe proper or useful Somali, without a question. You can just order them. So yeah, instead of asking the question as walaal kursiga ma ii keeni kartaa, you can just go with as maybe ordering or just commanding in Somali. So you can say, instead of walaal, you can just go with a name, or maybe just go with walaal kursiga ken, walaal kursiga ii ken, or walaal kursiga ii ken. Or maybe name, Aisha kursiga ken, Hawa kursiga ken, something like that. So that's very useful in Somali. And the answer, it could be only haye, or maybe haye, or haye walaal, or haye abdi, something like that. So the next one is aad iyo aad ayaad u mahadsan tahay. That's like thank you so much, or thank you very much. In Somali, we use aad iyo aad. Add is like very or so. Add iyo aad, we use very and very and so and so. I know it's not useful in English, but in Somali it's very useful. And also this add iyo aad is useful when someone in Somali is telling you like Somali story, or they telling you something, or maybe it's on call, or maybe it's on face to face. You should say in Somali language, haye, sah, that's correct. Add iyo aad. Yeah, you just say like that in Somali when people telling you a story. So it's also useful in that way. So maybe if I'm telling you something, maanta waxaan aaday halkaas, I just go blah blah blah. You just not be silent the whole time in Somali language. You have to say me haye, sax waaye, haye, aad iyo aad, so that you show me you are with me. Yeah, that's very useful in Somali. So you might hear people saying aad iyo aad. Yeah, so that's also useful. So aad iyo aad ayaad u mahadsan tahay. This should be long. You can just say aad plus ayaad. Aad iyo aad u mahadsan tahay, like that. The next is adiga ayaa mudan walaal. You can just do shortened way. Adiga ayaa, adiga plus ayaa. You can say adaa mudan walaal, just adaa mudan, or adaa mudan was people's name. Adaa mudan Abdi. The next is Abdi miiska maxaa ku dhacay. Abdi miiska maxaa ku dhacay. Start with the sentence maybe. Miiska maxaa ku dhacay Abdi. Fine. Ma ogi walaal. So ma is question word, also where we use when we make a negative sentence. Ogi. Og in Somali language means know, to know something. Yeah. Ma ogi walaal, I don't know. So if you're going to say I don't eat, ma cuni. Just add vowel I at the end. Start with the question word or negative word, ma. So ma cuni walaal, I don't eat. I don't drink. Can you guess now? Ma abi. Yeah. Can you guess now? Let's say use in Somali is adeegso or isticmaal. So I don't use ma adeegsadi or ma isticmaali. So in Somali language, write is qor, read is aqri. So I don't read, ma aqri. I don't write, ma qori. Yeah, so sometimes we do like different, but it's fine. Usually it's vowel I at the end. Yeah, there should be exceptions, of course. Well, most of the time, ma and vowel I at the end. Ma ogi walaal, I don't know. If I'm going to ask you a question like, do you know? I'm going to say, ma og tahay. Og tahay. Ma og tahay. Because tahay always is you, like, se tahay. Ma fiican tahay. Yeah? So, do you know should be ma og tahay. Ma og tahay walaal. Do you know brother? Or do you know sister? Like that. I don't know. Ma ogi. Hey, like we use now this sentence. Hassan adiga ma og tahay. Hassan, do you know? Hassan adiga ma og tahay. What about Aisha? Do you know? Aisha ma og tahay. So you can maybe drop adiga because adiga is you, and you can just say Hassan ma og tahay. Like that. Yeah? Ha walaal, miiska wuu jabay. Miiska wuu jabay. Jabay is in the past. Yeah? Miiska wuu jabay. So ma i caawin kartaa? That's can you help me? Ma is question word. I is me, of course. Caawi is help. So we add this one na at the end because it was already caawi. You can also drop that na. Ma i caawi kartaa or ma i caawin kartaa. Both are correct. Ha walaal, sidee kuu caawiyaa? So this ku is making you. Sidee caawiyaa, like how I help. Sidee kuu caawiyaa, how do I help you? Then we use where in Somali, awe. We also use inte, we also use hage, we also use halke, and we also use awe to say where in Somali. So awe we use for things, or maybe for people, which is not location. Also we use with location awe, but halke, hage, inte, we use only for location. For example, you're going to say, where's the shop? Awid. You can say, halkee waaye dukaanka, xagee waaye dukaanka, intee waaye dukaanka. And awe is also useful for everything, location and people. Awe dukaanka. Yeah? But if you're going to say, where is Abdi? You can say awe Abdi, but you cannot say halkee waaye Abdi because Abdi is not location. Xagee waaye Abdi, or intee waaye Abdi, or halkee Abdi. You can't say that because halkee and hage and inte is for only location. But awe you can use for everything. Especially we use for like the places which is not location. Awe abdi, awe yarhamo, like that. We can also say awe skulka, where's the school? Awe maqayada. Yeah, that's also fine. But halkee waaye and hage waaye and inte waaye, you cannot use that to people, right? Or maybe to things. It's only for location. All right, now before I go to the next section for this class, I'm going to read 2 times each one, so you can read with me to practice. Walaal, kursiga ma ii keeni kartaa? Walaal, kursiga ma ii keeni kartaa? Ha walaal, waa caadi. Ha walaal, waa caadi. Aad iyo aad ayaad u mahadsan tahay. Aad iyo aad ayaad u mahadsan tahay. Adiga ayaa mudan walaal. Adaa mudan walaal. Cabdi, miiska maxaa ku dhacay? Cabdi, miiska maxaa ku dhacay? Ma ogi walaal. Ma ogi walaal. Xasan, adiga ma og tahay? Xasan, adiga ma og tahay? Ha walaal, miiska wuu jabay. Ha walaal, miiska wuu jabay. Miyaa caawin kartaa? Miyaa caawin kartaa? Ha walaal, sidee kuu caawiyaa? Ha walaal, sidee kuu caawiyaa? Aaway dukaanka carruurta? Aaway dukaanka carruurta? Now we can go to the next section of our class, which is the second part of Baro, weerahan, learn these sentences, part 2. Maxaa kugu dhacay? So maxaa in Somali is what. Kugu dhacay, to you, happened to you. So maxaa kugu dhacay? So to answer that, you can just say maya, that's fine in Somali. Or you can just say caadi waaye, it's fine. Or you can say dhib ma lahan, no problem. Yeah, that's just fine. But in Somali language in general, we don't answer in full answer, like long answer. We just do always the shortened ways. Caadi waaye, maya, dhib ma lahan, waa fiicanahay, something like that, I'm good. You can just use all of that. Maxaa haysaa? Maxaa again is what. Haysaa is what you doing, but it literally means what are you having or what you have now in your hand. So it doesn't mean that, it means what you're doing or what's new or what's update, something like that. Maxaa haysaa? For that, you can just say caadi waaye. You can just say wax ma jiraan, there's nothing. For this sentence we said waxaan qorayaa cashirkayga. Waxaan is I instead of aniga, just use helping pronoun. Waxaan qorayaa, writing. Cab, drink, cabayaa, drinking. Cun, eat, cunayaa, eating. Okay, and qor, write, qorayaa, writing. Read in Somali is aqri, aqrinayaa, like that. Casharkayga is my lesson. So in Somali language, we use sometimes waxaan and sometimes we use waan. Maybe you confuse that. It's just same. I mean, it's just easy. Waxaan is for when you go in to answer in a complete or descriptive answer. For example, you're going to explain things. You're going to say, I am writing my lesson. You're going to go with waxaan qorayaa casharkayga. If you're going to say, I am speaking Somali, waxaan ku hadlayaa af Somali. That's descriptive, or that's informational answer, or maybe reply. So go with one when you just reply in a short question. For example, I said to you, qurac ma cuntay? Just say waan cunay. I have, or I eat. You don't need to say waxaan cunay. If I ask you maxaa cuntay, what did you eat? You have to go with waxaan. Waxaan cunay canjeero iyo shaax. Waxaan cunay roti iyo ukun. Like that. So it's just that easy. Go waxaan when you're going to explain things. Go waan when you're going to answer in a short way. Or maybe you're going to reply my question or people's question. Yeah? So if I test you now, is it correct to say, and waxaan isticmaalayaa laptopkayga? Isticmaal means use. Waxaan isticmaalayaa laptopkayga. Or is it correct? Waan isticmaalayaa. So if I ask you a question which is, maxaa haysaa? You're using your laptop. You're going to say waxaan isticmaalayaa laptopkayga, or waan isticmaalayaa laptopkayga. Which is correct? So waxaan isticmaalayaa laptopkayga is correct because I ask you a question which is maxaa haysaa? What about if I say you laptopkaaga ma isticmaalaysaa? Are you using your laptop? So that question is already mentioned what you're doing. So you just need short answer. Ha, or maybe waan isticmaalayaa. You don't need to explain what you're using since it's in the question. Yeah? So that's the differences waxaan and waan. So the next one is casharkaaga ma qortay. Casharkaaga, we already knew that. Your lesson. Ma is question word. Qor is right. Qortay is the past. So casharkaaga ma qortay. Ha waan qoray. No one would say that in real life Somali. Just ha, or just waan qoray. Yeah? Or sometimes kids always say like that. The next one is biyo ma ii keeni kartaa? That's a question. People would always go with biyo ii keen. Maya waa mashquulsanahay. You don't need even to say both. Just say maya, or just say waan mashquulsanahay. Mashquul in Somali, busy. Mashquulsanahay, I'm busy. Are you busy? Start with the question word ma. Mashquulsan, instead of hay, ta. Ma mashquulsan tahay. And the last one is haye dhib ma lahan. Or you can go with dhib ma leh. That's no problem. Dhib ma lahan or dhib ma leh. Okay, before we go to the last section of our class, which is the assignment or the task or waxqabad, let's read together this. I'm going to read with you 2 times so you practice. Maxaa kugu dhacay? Maxaa kugu dhacay? Maya. Maya caadi waaye. Maya caadi waaye. Maxaa haysaa? Maxaa haysaa? Waxaan qorayaa casharkayga. Waxaan qorayaa casharkayga. Casharkaaga ma qortay? Casharkaaga ma qortay? Haa, waan qoray. Haa, waan qoray. Biyo ma ii keeni kartaa? Biyo ma ii keeni kartaa? Maya waa mashquulsanahay. Maya waa mashquulsanahay. Haye dhib ma lahan. Haye dhib ma leh. And now we are in the last section of our class, waxqabad or activity or assignment. So make your own Somali sentences using can, isii, question word ma, jaban, fiican, maxaa. Oh, so you're going to make questions and answers you made your own self. So use your brain, use your own things, or use your own thoughts, because now you just learned how you can make questions, how you can make answers. So always go with the short answer. For example, can, you can just say, Abdi, miski ii keen. Abdi, bring me the table. Then your short answer should be haye, like that. You see, you can make question, you can make order. Ma, you can make question like qor. Ma qortay casharka? Did you write the lesson? like ma qortay emailka, ma qortay maybe just like that. So jaban you can make question, fiican you can make question, maxa you can make question, and after you do your own sentences, you can just share with us on the public Somali Bro group on WhatsApp. And always you can just check the group in the video description so you can get the link and you can join. So if you want to join, there will be if you try like to join the group, it will say request. I'm gonna accept your request, and before I do that, I'm gonna ask you some questions. So if the user is not answering those questions, I always give reject. So if you're serious and want to join the group, you have to answer maybe that question, and then I will accept you. Because this week, I think I almost give a reject more than 10 users. And we're not going to accept fake users, and that's what you need to know. And thank you so much for watching. Please like the video so that YouTube can help me reach more people. And if you enjoy my Somali lessons, you can just go and subscribe my channel so that you get weekly Somali high quality lessons. And also if you like short lessons, I always make 3 Somali lessons every week on my TikTok account. So go there and follow me because we're going to hit 100k followers on TikTok. So you can help us reach there. Mahadsanid, nabadgelyo.